Well, hey everybody, welcome to Why It's Great. I'm Dan Drake, and today we're going to be talking about President Barack Obama's book, A Promised Land. Before we get any further, I just want to let you know that this video is not going to be political. I'm not endorsing President Barack Obama's policies or the Democratic Party. To be honest, I didn't even want to make this video because of how touchy and polarizing the subject of politics can be. I have a lot of people that I know personally who I know for sure don't like President Obama. They're going to see this video come up on my feed and they're going to call me like, Dan, what are you doing talking about politics? But I felt compelled to share and talk about this because I think this book has a message that we all need to hear. A message that transcends politics, that transcends opinions. It's something that we all need to be reminded of if we're going to be able to ever unify as a country and to work together to reach broader, bigger goals. I want to start with a few cons because I think there are some cons. And the first one is that it's long. It's just over 700 pages. I happen to listen to the audiobook, which I highly, highly recommend. But the audiobook is 30 hours. It is a part-time work week. Now, I think this book could be a little redundant for people who really were paying attention at the time and who know their history. Now, for me, that was super helpful because I was not paying attention at the time, nor do I know my history. I found it fascinating. This book is extremely well written. President Obama is more eloquent than I could accurately describe. The book is captivating. It's thrilling. There's sections that read like a spy thriller. And I'm not really the most patriotic, rah-rah, go America person. It's just not naturally who I am. But I found myself emotionally moved based on some of the passages in this book. Passages like this.
The idea of America, the promise of America, this I clung to with a stubbornness that surprised even me. It was the America of Thomas Edison and the Wright brothers, Jackie Robinson stealing home. It was Chuck Berry and Bob Dylan, Billie Holiday at the Village Vanguard, and Johnny Cash at Folsom State Prison. All those misfits who made beauty no one had seen before. An America that could explain me.
For me, that's like legit inspiring stuff, no matter which part of the political divide you fall on. It's like why America works, for all its flaws, for all its foibles, for all its corruption. There's an idea at the heart of America that he drills into that I find moving. Reading this book and being inspired by it reminded me of the first time I ever heard of President Obama. It was probably in 2008, and I was in college. And I just remember being struck by how good of a public speaker he was.
There is not a black America and a white America and Latino America and Asian America. There's the United States of America.
At the time, I was very conservatively minded, and I was kind of brought up, nobody ever taught me this directly, but it was inferred to me that good Christians were Republicans. And so I just always considered myself to be a Republican. And yet, I found myself drawn to this man, to President Obama and his way of speaking. He was so inspiring to me, so motivating, and I honestly had never really encountered that in a politician before. And this book just recaptured that magic for me. He's not afraid to show behind the curtain of how Michelle wasn't really on board at first. There's a passage where he says that she told him, "Don't count on my vote." He's sharing very personal hopes and dreams about his children and about his family, and he's very frank and honest about times where he thinks he's missing the mark as a father and even times he dropped the ball as the president.
Why would I put her through this? Was it just vanity? Or perhaps something darker? A raw hunger? A blind ambition wrapped in the gauzy language of service? There were nights when, lying next to Michelle in the dark, I think about those days when everything between us felt lighter, when her smile was more constant and our love less encumbered, and my heart would suddenly tighten at the thought that those days might not return.
But what strikes me most about this book, and here's the point I've been driving at this whole video, it reminds me that President Obama and all of the political public figures and leaders in our government are people. They're human beings. They have lives, they have spouses, they have friends and family. And I think this is a powerful truth that often gets lost in our super polarized political climate, even if it's full of lies or spin, which I actually don't think it is. It strikes me as very genuine. I still think that that reminder is worth reading the book for, to just read the story of a man, of a human person who's sharing his unique experience through life, talking about the people that shaped him.
My white grandmother, a woman who loves me as much as she loves anything in this world, but a woman who once confessed her fear of black men who passed her by on the street, and who on more than one occasion has uttered racial or ethnic stereotypes that made me cringe. These people are part of me, and they are part of America, this country that I love.
I think listening to this audiobook and gleaning this insight can only help me walk through this world with that reminder in mind. As I encounter people who I disagree with, I can remember that the other person on the other end of the Twitter thread or the Instagram DM is a person with hopes and dreams, aspirations and opinions. And though this might be an overly idealistic thought, I really do believe in what Obama's trying to say in his speeches and in this book, that if we all try hard and work together, and we believe in the ideas that make America what it is, that this really truly could be a promised land.